In the summer of 1947, a question arose, a question that is yet to be answered to this day. The question that is at hand, are we truly alone in the universe? July 1947 marks the date of the infamous crash of a disc-like craft. This incident was dubbed as Roswell by the media. Roswell is the crash that essentially opened the floodgates for the topic of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. The subsequent discovery of a silver craft from another planet was changed to that of a weather balloon crash, either drawing more questions than answers. Following the Roswell crash, there have been a number of proclaimed sightings, abductions, and spectacles revolving around unidentified flying objects. The Roswell crash had directly opened questions related to a military base nearby. This military base is commonly known as the Area 51, a place that a majority of people are familiar with. On February 25th, 1942, during the height of tensions in World War II, an armada of apparent mysterious lights were spotted hovering above Los Angeles for a total of 12 hours. The spectacle gained prominence again after the rumors of the Roswell crash spread. In July of 1952, there was an apparent dogfight involving 3 flying saucers in south-central Indiana. In January of 1969, the President Jimmy Carter at the time reported spotting unexplainable lights. In September, in 1996, in Aurora, Zimbabwe, a UFO landed outside of an elementary school. 3 beings got out of the craft, telling the children that they have to shift the current trajectory of climate change before it is too late. These children have all grown up now and still corroborate their stories to this day. On May 19th, 2022, the discussion on the topic of UFOs changed forever. The happenings of this date were ginormous for the UFO community. A hearing held by the Senate confirmed the fact that there are unidentified flying objects. UFOs, in this case, they were dubbed Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon, or UAPs, flying amongst their airspace almost every single day with little to no explanation. The hearing ultimately drew more questions than answers, as expected. However, that did not deter from the verification of UAPs. It is understandable to simply sit back and soak in the new coming information. However, I believe it is extremely important to understand the individuals who made the abundance of new information possible. I want to mention 2 individuals while primarily focusing on one. The first name that I want to mention is Jeremy Corbell. Jeremy is a filmmaker primarily focusing on documentary-type movies. He was one of the individuals who brought Bob Lazar's story to light. Lazar reportedly had worked on a base called Los Alamos in the late 70s. He had worked on a craft that was discovered. His name still exists within the databases at Los Alamos, the only shred of information that could add legitimacy to his story. The last name that I want to mention is by far the most important. Luis Elizondo. Luis Elizondo was the main whistleblower. Elizondo is a former U.S. Army counterintelligence special agent and former employee of the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence. Later, Elizondo was the director of global security and special programs for To the Stars, through which he starred in the History Channel television series Unidentified, Inside America's UFO Investigation. Elizondo is the former director of now defunct Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program associated with the Pentagon, UFO videos. Elizondo has subsequently appeared in various media. Elizondo had formally resigned from his job within the United States government to pursue the idea of releasing the information to the public. And I quote, "What we're realizing, facts are painting a far more compelling picture than we thought. In this case, you, your audience, they're the jury. So what matters is really what you think about this. And so, the hope here is that the U.S. government can provide the data and the evidence and information and then allow the American people to decide what we think." Elizondo is quite optimistic as to the future of UAPs, as well as the information released along with it. As of today, I have heard that the Senate plans on following through with yet another hearing. This hearing will occur on October 31st. I just want to thank the audience for tuning in. I hope every single one of you tunes into the hearing on the 31st. Lastly, I wanted to leave the audience with one question. Are we alone in the universe?